Coming up next on Common Agenda,
we help you laugh off all that extra weight you put on over Thanksgiving break.
So tune in for all our sakes.
I'm your host, JD Knapp, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Common Agenda. I hope you all had a lovely and restful break full of turkeys and pilgrims and maybe even some menorahs. Personally, I ate myself into oblivion on Thursday and have spent the last few days hibernating like a small woodland creature trying to fend off stomach pains. But enough about me. Let's do the news. We all know how hardworking us college kids are. It seems like we are doing all these incredible things at such a young age. Well, look out, Emersonians, because we've got some competition. The Pilot Theater program at Emerson Theater put on a final showcase on November 23rd, and guess what? The actors were all in high school. That's right, 20 high school students from 3 high schools around the area came together to work with Emerson's Performing Arts Department to write and act in their own show. The showcase was so successful that Emerson Theater is planning on continuing the program into next semester. Congrats on a great show to everyone involved. But seriously, guys, we need to get to work. The high school kids are making us look bad. But congratulations are in order to our very own Alyssa Bernstein, class of 2014, on her article being published on Salon.com. Her article was all about her attachment to her jade bracelet, her Chinese culture tie to jade, and the importance of the bracelet to her family. Bernstein's accomplishment is just another example of Emerson students shining in the news. So go to Salon.com and check her article out. I can't understand why her article wasn't the headline either. I guess it wasn't as important as the current headline, "I want to be a male porn star." This is actually not a joke. That was the headline article. And congrats are also in order for students Matthew Norman, Kelly Young, Aubrey and LeDuc, Paul McGlue, and Andre Martins of Emerson's Honors Program. All 5 juniors and seniors presented papers at the annual National Collegiate Honors Council in New Orleans on November 9th. Their papers were chosen by a juried panel of scholars to be presented by the students and discussed in student interdisciplinary panels at the conference. They were picked from college honors programs all across the U.S., so way to go, guys. And here at Emerson, we are all about progress. That's why the Common Agenda is 15 minutes longer this year. Progress. Well, on Friday, November 22nd, the college held its first all-day inclusive excellence summit in the Bordy Theater. Participants were split into groups where they discussed Emerson's take on teaching, learning, and a wide variety of other topics. Presented by the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the summit went very well and is sure to be the first of many to come. And apparently, students at Emerson have gotten close to the White House. No, I'm not talking about avidly discussing what Kerry Washington did last week on Scandal. I'm actually talking about actual Emerson students who snagged internships at the White House. Shannon Hennessy and Dakota Espinoza are both working for the Office of Presidential Correspondence, where they deal with different ways the public tries to correspond with the Obama administration. I've sent some pretty intimate stuff to Barack over the years, so I hope the 2 Emerson students will be forgiving. And hey, I hear that Jamie Sanders is doing a thing. To find out what, stay tuned. Jamie?
I'm doing stuff and things. Anyway, I'm joined in studio by Julian Laverne, a representative from WECB. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. What on earth is WECB?
WECB, well, that would be Emerson's underground radio. It's the one that's online. It's literally underground. We're in the basement of the Anson building.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty low down. Do you ever get scared down there?
No, they keep it clean.
Cool, good. So you do a show on?
Yes, I have my own show called The Darker Side, midnights to 2 on Thursday nights. And I'm also part of WECB's promotion squad. We make all the posters and all the digital banners and everything and run the promotion for all of our events and different shows.
Now, I know that you are a freshman, so you just jumped right in. How could somebody else, say another freshman or even a senior, jump right in?
Well, like most orgs here on Emerson, we restart our schedule every single semester. So any semester that a student is here, we've got new opportunities for everybody. You can reapply for your show. You can apply to be on promotion squad. You can be part of really any of our branches.
And now, since you are part of 2 different branches, are there separate types of applications to do for each?
Yes, for every different faction of WECB, we have separate application processes. Some are more rigorous than others, but they're all really inclusive and not too hard to get involved in.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Now, let's send it over to Claire Kerr for our alumni segment after Emerson. Who have you got for us today, Claire? If it's not me, I don't really care, so I'm out.
with After Emerson on Common Agenda. I'm here today to talk with 2007 Emerson alum Danielle Vitale, who got her BFA in creative writing and is now a creative content writer. Let's go inside and get started with her. Hello, I'm here with Danielle Vitale, who's here to talk about her career in creative writing.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being with us here today, Danielle.
Thanks for having me.
So could you start out by telling us about what your career is like in the field of creative writing?
I do a lot of freelance writing. So I'll write like people's like web content. I'll write articles for the internet. Basically any job I can get, like I like to do.
And now how do you feel that your Emerson experience shaped your career you have now as a writer?
Emerson was a great school because they always encouraged you to be creative. And even though sometimes creative jobs may not be practical, like they always told you that if you tried hard enough, like you could do it, and to always like never give up, and hopefully that something would come out of it, and it definitely has.
So are there any particular writing courses that you took at Emerson that you feel really benefited your career?
I took like a playwriting class, a screenwriting class, magazine classes. So although I did appreciate like the fiction classes, it was nice that there was a broader range of writing classes than just fiction or just poetry.
Going off that, you have brought in some materials here that you've been working on. You want to tell us about some of your current projects?
I write a blog called Sir, I Think You've Had Too Much about working in the restaurant industry. And then my sister and I collaborate on a comic book called The Super Highs about two young women who save the world by smoking weed. So we've been doing that now for a couple years.
Finally, do you have any tips or advice for current Emerson students?
Definitely don't give up, especially like with these creative fields and these creative jobs. It is really hard to get a job, and just keep being persistent and like take any job you can get, because you don't know who you're gonna meet.
Thank you for that advice, very inspiring. And thank you once again for being with us here today. Once again, this is Claire Kerr with After Emerson on Common Agenda. Thanks for watching.
Hello, hello, Emerson College. I'm today's correspondent, Sam Howell, and I'm here to tell you about all of the exciting events we've got coming up here on campus. Hey, Emersonians, you guys ever heard of this really obscure book/film franchise about this boy wizard? I feel like you might have, but maybe that's just me. On a completely unrelated note, Emerson is hosting their annual Yule Ball this Friday at the Courtyard Marriott just down the road, aka Tremont Street. The event will start at 7 and require semi-formal attire. Fancy. Also, there are actually tickets, even fancier. You can buy them in advance outside the DH, less fancy, for $3, or at the actual event for $5. So come out and dance and also wizardy stuff. Expelliarmus. Yeah, nailed that. Hey, guess what's happening on Wednesday evening? If you guessed a talk with an Academy Award nominated producer, you're on the money. But why would you guess that first? You gotta get out of film school for a day or two. Sarah Green, who has been a producer for directors such as Terrence Malick and David Mamet, is talking at The Bright this Wednesday. She'll probably share a lot of helpful tips and anecdotes and stuff about being a producer on very highly acclaimed films. Everyone should check it out. Ever heard of Hilton Als? If not, have you ever heard of The New Yorker, The Village Voice, Vibe, or The Nation? If not, that's kind of weird. If so, you should check out the talk with Hilton Als, who has written for all of those publications and is coming to The Bright on Thursday at 4 and is then reading at 6 in the Jackie Liebergott Black Box. This is a part of the WLP series of readings Emerson has been hosting. Hilton Als has also been given creative writing awards for his book called White Girls, so most of Emerson's demographic is already on board for this. Arts Emerson has done it again, this time bringing you Miss Julie, an adaptation of Strindberg's classic play Miss Julie. Directed by South African-born Yale Farber, this rendition takes on all new meanings, set 18 years after the end of apartheid and focusing on a farm laborer, his master's daughter, and the woman that raised them both. The show is running until December 8th and is one you really don't want to miss. So buy your tickets now and experience a classic show in a way you've never seen before. And the Communication, Politics, and Law Association is holding a town hall style discussion about education reform tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Charles Beard Room of the Little Building. Come on down and listen to education specialists talk about all those great educational issues like budgets, childhood education, and more fun stuff. All the panelists are sure to have unique perspectives, and the forum will be very educational. Get it? Educational because it's an education panel? I cracked myself up. Never mind. And now let's send it over to Alex Smith with Stage Spotlight. Alex?
I'm Alex Smith, here reporting for Emerson Channel's Stage Spotlight, and I'm here with the cast of Thoroughly Modern Millie! So beat the drums, 'cause here comes Thoroughly Modern Millie now. I'm here with Gabe Gibbs. Thank you for being here very much.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So what's the name of your character in Thoroughly Modern Millie, and how does doing a musical kind of differ from any other theater you've been doing around Emerson?
Yeah. Well, my character I play is Jimmy Smith. He's sort of a 1920s typical speakeasy guy who, kind of does whatever he wants, goes to speakeasies, has a lot of fun, dances with a lot of different girls, and has a good time. So I think paying attention to what the composers and what the authors of the show decided are important enough moments to turn into songs really lets me know and lets everybody know what the crucial things are that your character's saying. So you take that text and you jump in and see what's going on in the brain of Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with Patrick Greeley, who plays Trevor Graydon in this production of Thoroughly Modern Millie. Hi Patrick, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your character.
So Trevor is Millie's boss in the show. She is his stenographer. He's this big business, like really wealthy owner of this company. I mean, the process is great. It's been a very short process. Sort of more like the process of a professional show, in that there's not 6 weeks to really cultivate and develop the show. You just kind of go in. You've got a couple weeks to do it, and you've got to get all the blocking done. But it's been great. I mean, it just moves really quickly. The cast is awesome, and they're working really, really hard. I'm just very excited to see the show put up.
So since you guys are on such a tight schedule, when do you guys go up?
We go up on December 6th at 7 o'clock in the Semmel. Just one show, so.
One night only, folks. Make sure you catch it. All right, well, thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
We'll let you get back to rehearsals.
All right.
We've covered quite a few musicals here on Stage Spotlight, but it was pretty cool to turn back the clock to the 1920s with Thoroughly Modern Millie. If you too want to turn back the clock, make sure you check it out for one night only. I'm Alex Smith, signing off.
Well, that just about does it for today, lovelies.
And unfortunately, that does it for us. This is our last episode of the Common Agenda, ever.
But it's not the last episode of the Common Agenda. We have one more this season on Thursday, same time, same place. It's just not going to have us.
But we do want to say a huge thank you and give a shout out to our producers, Brooke and Ethan. We both hosted a semester before, so we're really glad they brought us back. I guess we did something right.
Yeah, I don't know, but thanks. I like it.
So on behalf of everyone here at the Common Agenda, it's been a pleasure hosting for you.
It really has. It's been a lot of fun. It's a somber note, but I'm JD Knapp.
And I'm Sam Howell, and this has been the Common Agenda. Thanks for watching, guys.